lost in a mountain and covered in fudge. Let's see what's at the gooey center of this episode of The Hapless Heroes.
Probably about what?
It's about 3 feet.
About tree fitty?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and I will be your host and DM tonight for this wacky, wild adventure.
Hi, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
Hi. Let's say hello to the rest of our cast.
Oh, hi.
To my
Hi,
left.
rest of our cast.
We have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Out this entrance. I mean, in this exit. I mean, I don't know.
Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
Homina mites. Homina tights.
Dave as Zero Valence Avatar of War.
Hello.
And Zach as Parrot Linkowitz.
Looks like a side door to me.
And John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Look, Quinn, I might have found a way out.
Or in.
Speaking of ways in or out, or exit only, you guys defeated a...
Nobody goes in through my outdoor.
couldn't even get to it.
Challenge accepted.
Couldn't even get to the recap. Couldn't even make it to the recap, folks.
I feel like a fool in the rain.
That's the energy we're walking with.
That feels like a win to me, Fran.
I think it is.
All right.
I mean, I'm not saying... listen, it may sound like I'm being negative, but I'm just, I'm just setting the tone. That's all. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
I have to maintain my composure, as the DM tonight, so
Good luck.
deal with your bullshit
Good luck.
before we then make Dave deal with all this bullshit. So last time, you guys defeated the brain, and then Jarrell poked it with his sword and it exploded.
I poked the little gem eye.
The little swirling liquid red gem eye thing, and Nat 20 and blew that shit up, and now you're all covered in brain goop fudge. To which Hedrick actually licked, and it was delicious, and he's obsessed with it now.
More grooming, but I was strangely fascinated with the flavors and textures.
Yeah, you loved it.
And what, he only has an intelligence of -4 now, right?
Yeah, it's just
With a solid 2 on the ability.
you guys were trying to find a way the hell out of here, and you were met with lots of dead ends and holes to deal with, and you guys realized there wasn't really a lot of options for you to get out. I mean, you dealt with the greater threat, which was the reprisal of M.M. Mudgett, whose voice mysteriously disappeared, and all the power from that room with all the crystals just went away as soon as Jarrell stabbed the crystal. Like, swirly thing. But
So Jarrell fixed that problem.
Yep, Jarrell fixed that problem. And he fixed another problem by just happening to find a secret button on a wall that opened up a passage.
Because as he so eloquently put it, he is awesome.
So now, in front of you, before you, around you,
Lies an entrance.
lies a gigantic cavern. 100-foot ceilings, stalagmites, stalactites, way taller than you.
Does the cavern have an exit that we can see with 60 feet of dark vision?
Actually, there's a little bit of a sort of a, I don't want to say ethereal, but I guess there is a bit of an ethereal glow to this room. The rock is almost like has a very shiny sort of glistening quality. It's almost like almost bioluminescent if there was like something on it, because like the stalagmites and tights themselves are sort of have this very dim blue glow. So it's casting a very interesting sort of vibe in this. It was a very interesting sort of mood, right, into this cavern. It's just everything is sort of this blue hue. Even like when you look at yourselves, like it's sort of reflecting off your skin. It's definitely like,
so like
tinted.
Jarrell
blue.
wouldn't even have to touch the wall to start touching where some of the blue is.
Yeah, it's like on you.
Everywhere.
Like it's just reflecting off of your armor and your face.
Is my divine sense still active? How long does it last for?
Sure, it is.
I don't know how long it lasts for.
Whatever, it still is.
Is it consecrated?
No,
Okay. Nothing undead?
no,
Okay. Nothing desecrated?
no.
Okay.
Your divine senses aren't tingling.
Okay.
This is natural.
Jarl will start walking towards the center, trying not to step on any of this to like.
Well, so
mites.
like the path in front of you is kind of a bit obscured. It's like kind of like twists and turns around and into like all the stalagmites on the ground that are sort of blocking your just a direct path forward.
Okay.
But there is more or less you're able to find something that's like more traversable than just like the random gaps and spaces between like these stalagmites. You can definitely see more of a sort of a winding path that kind of goes into this cavern. So you guys are following down. I mean, again, these just massive monoliths of stone.
Are the scientists
Next to
following
you.
us?
Yes, they are following you because you are their best shot at getting the fuck out of here and surviving this whole ordeal. So yes, they are following you.
Are they in the back?
They're in the middle of all
Okay.
of you, which is where they could be the most protected or hide behind somebody.
Sure.
Hedrick's probably rolling with the scientists. He's still got his light cast on his drumsticks.
Yeah, I guess you're also someone that's trying to be kept safe by everybody else here.
He's just following the pack.
That makes a lot of sense.
Zero is at the back of the party.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you guys are marching through. Kind of as this path begins to wind around, the grade or elevation of the room begins to sort of shift. You guys are like walking up a little bit, not steep, but just enough where it's like starting to climb a little bit, and you can almost see like the stalagmites clear a little bit, and you've reached this like larger opening into the room, and there is a very thin stone pathway with like crudely carved stairs that leads
Up
straight up
to the left.
Yes. However, it's very thin. Like we're talking like you guys can fit one by one on this, and it's
It's like
just
a Twizzler.
sheer drops, yeah, off the side of it, and it just kind of winds up and curves to the left into further into the like a chamber or like a opening
All right.
up top. Below, as this thing begins to climb up like a good 150 feet, like if you were to go up these stairs, eventually you're going to be looking down quite the drop into some very jagged rocks.
Like Mortal Kombat death spikes.
So imagine,
Well, they are now. Thanks for bringing it up.
I mean, kind of, yeah. I guess that's a good way to look at it.
Is
it? There is also another thing you notice is that still suspended above your heads and including over the stairs are all the stalactites in the ceiling, and they're just glistening and sort of casting this glow. They're all varying sizes though. Some are very spiky and narrow. Some are like very wide and
Beautiful.
chunky.
Chunky.
Thick.
Yeah, yeah. But you're looking at about 150-foot climb of stairs, very narrow staircase that kind of winds up. It's just sort of like almost as if someone literally just like sliced this out of like a larger cavern, and then just everything else just cleared out and just became like these jagged rocks. Wow. This is such a strange cavern.
Strangely specific description of it.
Yeah,
It's almost as if somebody did that.
it is.
Okay.
Could have been.
All right.
May have been.
Allegedly.
So the only way is up, and the stairs don't look like they're like really like actually great stairs. I mean, they're crudely shapen.
Is there like an end that we
Yeah.
can see?
Yeah,
What's at the end?
chamber that goes in.
Like just a hole in the wall
Yeah.
at the top.
So this is like a wall, essentially.
Pretty much that you're ascending into.
Well, yeah, you're kind of climbing on top, and it separates this thing because it goes towards
Yeah,
the
but
back
it's
and to
but
the
it's
left.
but it's open on both sides. It's literally just like almost like a little slice
Okay.
that just kind of goes up.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure if
no
it was.
railing.
No railings, no nothing. Very harrowing climb if you are afraid of heights and falling into spiky things.
And Mortal Kombat spikes at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. You
Cool,
all,
let's go.
You all get +4 to any saves that we have to make. Just remember that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any particularly weak dexterity?
I do.
So let me make sure I
So
have...
do you confer yourself that bonus to those saves?
Well, I mean, Jarrell can't be frightened, so he wouldn't ask for it.
Let me make sure I have
Oh my god.
I have one spell slot that can enhance ability.
Is that Cat's
I have
Grace?
one more
That
second.
one?
Yeah, I
Or-
can give that to you if you want.
Does anybody else need it?
Do we want to maybe use some of our aforementioned rope that we were considering using for shooting our way up a tunnel to maybe tie
Which
some
would
of us
never
together
work.
so that if someone falls, other people
Then we
are
all
there?
fall.
Or there's that too, yeah. I mean, look, if we're gonna have casualties, we might as well just TPK it.
How far is it?
How it's 150 feet up.
So if one of us climbs 150 feet up, then we could at least make sure that nobody falls based on broken stairs, because we have enough rope for that.
Yeah, do people have like pythons and stuff like that? Any climbing
I don't know. Do
materials?
you guys
I don't think
have
we
those
do
things on your
anymore.
persons?
I think the last person to have those was Hoblet. I don't have those.
That is a crying shame.
What was that?
Python.
Pitons?
Pitons.
It's,
Climbing gear.
Yeah, Dungeoneer's pack
Yeah.
Or climbers?
or Climber's pack. Yeah.
Oh, hey, I have 10 of those.
Hey,
Because
Very
I never
nice.
used mine out of my Dungeoneer's pack.
there you go.
Very good.
Zero
There we
has
go.
10 pitons.
So we can.
Climb and put them in, and then we can all be safe on our traversing of these stairs.
Safer.
Safer.
Okay.
So you're going to essentially use the
who
pitons
wants
to
to
make
be-
a railing with the...
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, or at least sort of a rope along the way to grab onto, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too... Because you can loop it through the piton.
Yes.
Yes.
So, who wants to volunteer to be our first one up?
Yep, someone's
I will.
got to someone's got to go fasten the things.
I will do that.
Okay.
You're
All right,
probably the best
then
suited
I
for it.
entrust
All
my
right,
10
stand aside,
pitons
everyone.
to you.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you're like, I mean,
Okay.
you know, these stairs, since you're like what, Peridot's what, 2.5 feet tall?
Yes, that's right.
You're like climbing them. Like you're like hopping up and like just pulling yourself up, or you know, or like leaping, like you know, trying to like leap up, like you kind of get like a little extra footing and just like kind of push yourself up. Because you are strong and dexterous because of those
I know.
braces of ogre powers. So like you're
Well,
like
strong because of that, but naturally dexterous.
Yeah.
Dexterous.
Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
How far away from me are you now?
How far away from
Because you have 10
am I?
feet of +3.
I don't know how far.
I'm gonna say you made about you've already made it about 50 feet up.
Okay, so
Okay.
you wouldn't still get that.
Dexterity saving throw.
Correct.
That is a 13.
13. Okay.
Well, I modified. Hang on.
Oh, it's just
Yeah, I forgot to modify.
Plus 3.
that, but that's part of like the leveling up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's +4.
+4,
with
yeah.
my level. Okay, but 13. Yeah.
13. Okay. Thankfully, I rolled this at the DC on that one, and you made it just fine.
Okay.
So what happened was, as you were kind of as Peridot was climbing up, as you were kind of launching yourself up to the next step, one of the pieces of stone that was kind of already loose on this step just kind of slides off to the side. So now it just kind of slants and like removes almost like half the stair.
Okay.
And you almost kind of slipped or like, you know, had your grip on that piece that was sliding off to the side, but you managed to adjust and climb up onto the remaining section of stair.
Great. And along my way, I'm hammering in pitons at.
How- At each, like how, which, where are you hammering them in? Like how far along? Like is there like a certain distance
You
that
have
you're marking?
10.
You have 10 of these to work with, so
every 15 feet.
every 15 feet. Okay.
He said it was about 150 feet along the diagonal of this staircase.
Yes. Okay. So you're gonna continue up, probably make it another 30 feet.
Every 6 seconds.
25 every 6 seconds,
All
brother.
Oh yeah.
And thankfully, this, you know, so far your journey is doing okay. You're doing all right up there.
Good.
still climbing those stairs.
Okay.
Running up that hill.
As you go to, as you reach the next sort of 15-foot marker, though, and you go to put in the piton, I'd like for you to make me a check with your blacksmith tools
I
as you are
do
hammering this into
have-
the.
Okay.
just gonna give that to you.
Ooh, it's at 26.
Okay. It's because at this particular section of the staircase, it's as it's starting to round a little bit.
Mhm.
You were having a hard time finding a good spot to anchor the rope where it wouldn't be sort of cutting into the path a bit. So you didn't want to be between people's legs, but you were having a hard time like finding somewhere to anchor this thing properly because of the way that the stone is kind of shaping up here.
Yeah, I have a
you-
feeling I found one.
You found it.
I found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You found the spot. You continue.
I do. Climbing those steps, little by little.
I'm doing D100s here, just so you know.
Okay.
Having some fun with
All right.
chances here, but
A hot dog cart rolls by.
man selling hot dogs from a cart begins to descend from the stairs. No,
There's a crude halfling selling hot dogs from a
there is a poof on your shoulder.
Is
We
there?
gotta get rid of this thing.
Oh God. Okay.
Clippy appears,
Yeah, of course he does.
all beady-eyed and big grinned as ever,
Yeah.
and he looks at you, Paradil.
Yeah.
His
I'm looking at him.
big dopey grin, and he says, "It
I would
looks
have a
like
grin.
it looks like you're trying to ascend a very narrow set of steps. Have you tried testing the tensile strength of your rope by leaping off the side?
No, Clippy, I haven't.
Would you like to do that now?"
Let's see.
Let's see if I do.
you
what was
don't.
it again? I always forget what kind of check this is.
Intelligence saving throw.
Okay, intelligence saving throw. Okay, no, I don't feel like doing that. I got a 13.
Okay. Well, actually, what's your intelligence still? Because it's actually a
Oh no, I got a 9.
9.
Oh,
That's one more than you needed.
That's good.
Yeah,
I don't feel like dwelling on that fact. Moving on.
I do.
Okay.
So, you don't think this is a good idea? As you've,
It seems like a bad idea.
yeah. Don't think that Clippy's advice was sound at all.
No. Don't like Clippy.
No.
Don't want to listen to him. Sometimes I have to.
Sometimes you have to.
Don't want to.
I don't know. I mean, like, he gives the good advice.
Don't want to leap off the side. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture.
I thought that was good advice. Thought that would be in your best interest to do that.
Well, seeing as how I passed an intelligence saving throw and I'm not doing that, I'm going to have to go out on a limb here, take a flying leap, if you will, logically, and say that's a bad idea.
Okay. What would you do instead?
Continue.
Okay.
Continue back and to the left.
Sounds good. All right. You managed to get another 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Get another piton in there.
Pita.
You actually do that. Managed to do that twice more. You're about to pretty much reach the last area, like the last sort of section where you want
Seems
to
like a great time to fail.
anchor this. Nope, you do it successfully.
Oh, great.
Peridot made it look easy for the most part. You saw him stop in contemplation quietly for a little bit,
we see Clippy, don't we?
about halfway.
I
He's
think everybody sees
tiny
Oh yeah.
on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And when he's climbed up all the way up there,
Except
you
for that
probably-
one time.
Do we
Except
hear
for that
Clip-
one time when you
Yeah.
nat one on trying to attack it,
Right.
and then it turned into a gigantic clip
Yeah.
and absolutely obliterated the air elemental you were trying to capture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Was it?
Good times.
Yeah. So Jarrell will look to the scientists and say, are you comfortable going first?" He wants to make sure that they can make it. It's probably safest to some them. They're
the
lighter.
scientists.
They're a lot lighter.
Okay.
I'm asking Diggory, I suppose, if he's comfortable with his foremen.
It doesn't look like I have much of an option.
It's much safer now that we have the pitons in.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Careful, boys. And they start like very gingerly, like just climbing and holding onto the rope, and like you can definitely see like the arms are shaking a little bit because they've had a harrowing experience in here. They're mega project scientists. They probably see some shit on a daily basis when they're actually doing experiments. I mean, you guys remember how many explosions were happening when you were at some of the labs, down south.
Right.
But they are shaken. This experience was definitely more than they've ever bargained for or signed up for. So they're like definitely just slowly climbing. So it's going to take a little while. You guys have a moment to like just wait, because the moment one of you tries to like grab the rope, like to start climbing along with them, like they're like, whoa, hold on, because like everyone's kind of like
It's a
jiggling.
lot
it.
of weight on the
Yeah,
ropes.
yeah. So they very slowly and carefully make their way up. And all of them make it safely up.
Good. Good.
I didn't roll above a 49 on the D100s, and I was like, no, it's okay, it's good. They got chances are in their favor.
Hedrick was going to follow them. He was very eager to just stay in line and follow the movement of the group, but he was held back at the last second. So he just watched the rest of the guys, and then he's glancing around at like the rest of the glowing etherealness, and just he watched him go up, and now his attention is diverted, and he is off in space. looking
Jarrell
at the
will
ceiling
grab
again.
Hedrick by the shoulders and say, Hedrick, go up. Do you understand me?
And he thinks so. He looks down at the rope.
Yarp.
Hedrick is definitely thonking right now.
Yeah, oh, very much thonking.
And yeah, he just leans down and holds the rope, and then looks back at Jarrell for approval.
Jarrell's nodding and kind of like pointing up. Like,
You got this, buddy. Yeah, you're on the right track, buddy.
And he reaches to embrace you.
to hug me or to like.
Yeah, just to hug you. He's holding onto the rope, but then he reaches
Jarrell
around.
kind of like slinks out of your hug and pats you on the head and then points again to go up.
And he smiles and begins to climb.
Okay. Hedrick, make me the most basic of dexterity checks.
11.
Good. That's above average.
Slightly.
Good.
Your climb starts well enough. You get distracted a few times on your way.
Keep going, Hedrick.
I gain climbing speed at my for my current speed if I do the tumbling fool. So
Oh my God! So hold on, but no, hold on a
thinking that he can like
We're not trying to rush through this.
No, he's gonna like
We don't
Let me
need
just-
speed.
Hey, I'm going to ask a question. It seems like you already have an answer, but I'm just going to ask a question.
yeah.
How do you expect to be a tumbling fool while holding onto a rope?
There's really only one way to be a tumbling fool on a staircase crudely cut into a cave wall.
Well,
is that
Kicking your
the way-
legs out, flying up the stairs. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say you've seen the cane and top hat routine, turn to the side and kicking as he like
Just
continues,
up,
and he's
up,
holding
Hello,
the
my
rope.
baby. Hello, my darling.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
what? You know what? If you would like to risk it all, I would like for you to make me a performance check.
Okay. 19.
It's incredible.
Jarrell is clapping as you.
Except it's more like humana, 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 humana.
But with each step, Jarrell is just down there clapping along. Like,
Paradell's
so
watching
entertaining.
this from the top, just palms sweating and
Knees
nearly
weak, arms are
visibly
heavy?
furious.
Oh.
He's like,
I would
why?
I would like to think there's at least I'm flicking some of the remaining fudge that's on my boots.
Off the
You
boots.
know, and like with my hand, with my flourishing
Yeah, see, there's
gestures.
vomit on his sweater already. It's brain spaghetti.
Yeah.
Does Quinn get hit with any of the boot fudge?
Well, he's tilted to the side. If you're standing at the foot of the stairs, you wouldn't.
Does anybody get hit with the boot fudge? Is what I'm asking.
I mean,
It's funnier if
I think
Quinn
it's
gets it.
inevitable
that we get
that
hit with
some
boot
rains
fudge?
down. And it's up to you if you want to you just like step out of the way of it.
Yeah.
I step out of the way of it.
There.
Okay. Jarrell will pat Quinn on the back and say, "You first, I suppose."
And then I pat you on the back as well and go, and you get cat's go.
You cast a spell on him? That's amazing.
Jarrell gives you a weird look, but he knows what that is. He says,
You could have went with any other cat sound, and you went with the hiss.
He wanted boot fudge on my face.
no, John wanted boot fudge on your face.
I start to climb.
Okay. Now, are there any theatrics to your climb, or are you just using the rope to climb up? I'm giving everyone the option. I mean, really,
You to be a fucking idiot.
you
up
get
these stairs.
you get to climb however you want.
Use your charisma to climb.
That's what Hedrick did.
I start like regaling a story. No,
You're gonna start.
No,
You're turning around. You're not even looking where you're walking. You're like, guys, listen, this is time. Right?
I feel like that would be very in character for Quinn to like outwardly narrate his climb up these stairs.
I do so.
What kind of things do you say?
That would help you in any way, shape, or form.
Baby steps up the stairs.
I was just saying, like right foot up, left foot up.
Oh my god! Like literally narrating every movement.
The incredible Quinn Southwind ascends the
Ooh.
staircase.
There's a little rope burn there. Ah,
My hands, my dainty little hands.
they are dainty.
He doesn't even deny it.
No, you've got climbing
In the face of
gloves.
such adversity,
I do have
Quinn
have-
soldiers on.
I have gloves that I wear. I'm actually more nervous that the rope is going to
Leave a mark.
tear or
Yeah.
or ruin the gloves that I'm wearing.
Scuff your manicure.
So I'm just kind of like
Hold on a second. I forgot to address this. Are you still wearing the gigantic hat?
yes.
Of course he is. He's not taking that off.
What color was it? Red?
Purple.
Purple?
I thought you were purple.
Yeah, sure.
It's so amazing.
That was like a deep burgundy or something like that. It was almost like a wine red.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's
purpley
right.
red,
I
yeah.
think that's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what that
It
is.
was like It was almost purple, almost red.
Yeah.
Like Carmen Sandiego color,
You just
right? Was
yeah.
that what
You
we were
just
thinking?
don't.
I thought that was what we referenced.
Yeah. That's what I thought too, but purplish red.
Cool. Good
I
to
like
know.
it.
Just make sure
Anyway.
we address the fact that you are still wearing the
gigantic-
most
ridiculous.
unnecessary hat
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
Okay.
Difficult to door frames. That hat.
Okay.
Unnecessary, Fran? I don't know.
I
Seems to be
am-
working.
Yeah, nobody's questioned it.
It hasn't fucked anything up yet.
Make me one dexterity check, just because, like it's not that you're not dexterous, but I mean, you are balancing yourself up here with this ridiculous hat on your head.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
an easy thing to do.
Sure. Is it like what? Okay.
Just do it. Just roll the
Can
dice.
you walk and chew gum?
16.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you did it. You've been wearing this long enough.
I do it far above average.
You do it. Yes, you do it. You do it above average.
You got a B.
Congratulations.
It's acceptable.
You've ascended.
I've ascended.
Jarrell.
Jarrell and Zero are both now at the bottom of the stairs. You or I first?
I've been pulling up the rear. I don't mind going after you.
Jarrell nods, and I get to roll this at advantage for the dexterity.
Yes. Yes. I didn't say make a dexterity check yet.
He-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just figured everybody else had to
He
do
could
it.
just bumfuck me and make me
Jarrell,
waste that spell.
How do you climb the stairs?
Well, I mean, if the pitons are in place,
Uh-huh.
Jarrell would just be like
Using the
pulling
rope.
himself up.
And so just climbing like a normal person.
I
And,
climb
and,
like a
the
normal
stairs.
person.
So he's got the stairs and the rope, and he's just like moving up.
Okay.
Can I just add a little pun here? Because I feel like if we're all experiencing this ascension out of the cave, this might be a coal train.
God damn. Was
We're
it worth
coming out
it?
of a cave.
Was it worth it, guys?
It was worth it.
What's the vote? What's the
Coal
vote here?
train.
Since the audience can totally see us doing this, show of hands if you like that one. That's nobody.
There's a halfling
Zach
I know.
didn't even raise his hand.
Dave was
Ashamed.
like deciding.
I want to.
I want to, but I don't.
I want to encourage.
I'm ashamed and I'll see
I want
myself out.
more.
Bye, guys.
Don't stop.
Back to the action. Jarrell, make me a very basic dexterity check.
Okay, so it is dexterity.
Yeah,
Okay,
why not? I rolled a die while we were all bantering there.
so I still get an advantage.
Sure do.
All right.
Thank God.
Very good.
The lowest was an 11.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, the lowest was a 1, but
highest
it's
was an
advantage.
11.
The highest was an 11.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, Jarrell probably would have fell.
An 11 is above what you needed.
because it's
thankfully.
above average.
Because I rolled a something,
Oh, a different thing for him.
and the DC of that was not too bad. It's just one of the places that Peridil had put in the pitons has been a little bit worn down at this point, so like it wasn't like the greatest place.
Right, and Jarrell weighs like 200 pounds.
Yeah, so like you definitely like
Or more than that.
whatever get it.
'cause I have all my gear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your armor and everything, you were
400 probably.
you are very heavy.
But you managed to kind of like just keep it like you didn't like you managed to grab it a little bit so that it took some of the pressure off of that section. But you may want to like shout down to Zero, let him know like, hey,
Be cautious, Zero. It's starting to wear.
I will take a note.
Do you actually write a note for yourself?
Oh yes.
So he just starts singing C.
but your climb is going fantastically so
Swimmingly.
far. Yeah.
So far.
As you're reaching the top, I mean you're within 30 feet. You're at the second to last rung. Make me a dexterity check.
Is this still an advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. I really needed that Cat's Grace. Yeah, I really did. Ah, an 11 again.
This time. This time it didn't work.
So, Jarrell, you're about 30 feet up.
Yeah. Oh, 30 feet from the bottom?
You're
Or 30 feet from the top.
Sorry, you're about 30
120
feet,
feet up.
from the top.
Okay.
You're 120 feet up. You are. I mean, you can see your friends. They're so close. So close. But when you go to reach for the rope in front of you, you miss.
Even with my 60 feet of dark vision?
Yes. Very uneven steps here. So like you're kind of like wobbling as you're kind of climbing.
Yeah.
And you know the heaviness and heftiness of you, since you are wearing all of your armor, you have no one to carry that for you. You're gonna kind of put you a little off balance,
Okay.
and you go to grab on to like kind of save yourself, but then you rip out one of the pitons in the process,
Okay.
and now you're sort of like the tension of the rope is now kind of widened, and it's bowed,
Jarrell would like
and you are starting to slide off the opposite side now.
Jarrell would like to grab one of the rungs of the stairs and with his strength do a chin up with one hand.
As you're slipping.
Yes.
So you're just gonna like grab it, like to save yourself, use like with the rope
with
a
my
little bit,
strength.
and then just pull you.
Grab
okay.
the stair.
You know, fuck it. Why not?
What is it? Just a strength check or a strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Okay. 15.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I like that. Like, now he's ripped out one of the pitons. However, Jarrell does save himself from falling up, and you literally see him one arm just like chin up,
Yeah.
back, kind of reset the rope a little bit. It's going to be loose here because it's you know there's nothing kind of preventing it from wobbling around, but he makes it back. He makes it up the rest of the way now.
Humana.
I will make another note.
Zero, you have probably the most difficult climb out of everybody ahead because
We all broke everything.
pathway's a little bit worse for wear.
Zero makes certain to climb in accordance with Omega Project safety procedures, using every single stair and using the rope as a guide rail on his way up.
He's like probably like he's like literally just like walking up like very like I mean, robotically.
Mechanical precision.
Yeah.
Hedrick
Definitely
is-
not trying to save any time here.
However,
Not at all.
however,
Or
how
do a
much,
dance.
How much does Zero weigh?
Oh shit. Probably.
I don't think we've ever covered this before.
I don't think this was covered, and he's probably about 350.
Yeah, because of all the wood and metal
Yeah.
that is comprised.
What
of
about his
your-
equipment?
He's
weight?
also huge, and
yeah.
equipment as well.
Probably about what?
It's about 350.
About 350?
Yeah, about 350. God damn you, Loch Ness Monster.
time we realized that zero was 500 feet taller than a pig.
I like how sick all of our brains are from South Park that you just said about 350 just from the deep well of your subconscious.
That's true.
Hedrick does want to start playing his drum as he sees his final comrade at the bottom of the
Perfect.
stairs, and he's always kind of had a fascination with him.
Ooh.
You give him bardic inspiration, but the your drum definitely echoes in this cavern.
I'm at the top of the stairs trying to play so we can hear it
Yeah,
down at the bottom.
it's quite loud. In fact,
Okay.
it's almost amplified by this cavern.
All right. So I am attempting to ascend with, in accordance with Omega Project safety procedures.
Great. You crush a few steps on your way up. However, you still climb past them, but you have crushed a couple.
Such things happen in the name of science.
It's a good thing we sent the scientists first.
Yes.
That was a very good move. Outstanding move. So- however, Zero, I'd like for you to make me a dexterity check. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's see, and we will definitely take our bardic inspiration roll with that. And 8, so that's 13. 17.
Oh yes. You with robotic precision, you ascend a good halfway. Before you're actually no, you made it most of the way before you're met with that section where no, it is halfway where that one piton was loose but
Yes.
not pulled out. And you have a choice either to just like continue forward or attempt to do something about said piton.
You did take notes.
I did. and I can't have a I can't just leave an open ticket like this. So I will attempt to repair the piton.
Okay. I'm sure you
let's
can
see.
easily slam it into, just hammer it in. Give me a strength
Yeah.
check, just a very basic strength check.
And
Ooh.
it's going to be a 22.
Yeah, goddamn, you like this thing will never.
You
move
crit
again.
on 19s?
This will never.
I do, but it's not an attack.
Yeah, this will never move again.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever again.
This piton.
Zero is satisfied with a job well done
Mm-hmm.
and continues his climb.
Yeah. You guys are doing well. You guys are doing great.
All right.
You've reached the section where the piton is missing.
Okay. I do not have any more pitons because I
Give them all to Peridot.
Yeah, because these are my pitons.
These are the pitons.
Let's see.
Remember to buy more pitons.
I've made a note.
There's a bunch on the airship.
Oh, yeah.
I think I remember mentioning on the airship, you guys have full access to all basic adventurer supplies.
Including
piton.
ball bearings, pitons,
Yep.
and caltrops.
Correct.
We've used all of those from our interns
Correct.
at some point.
There's
Yeah,
some dim
yes, I-
sum on there. And,
As I have no extra implements with which to repair it,
Just gonna go for it.
you know what? I'm going to take one of my crossbow bolts and jam it
Stab
into
it.
there and
And
try
tie it
to
around.
secure it on
Sure.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to do that. That's pretty cool.
All right.
Okay.
And then I will continue the climb.
Basic dexterity check, please.
Oh, boy. All right. So I don't have that help. That's going to be a 9.
Okay, I rolled a 4 for the DC, so
Wow.
I've just been using a D20 to determine the DCs for some of these.
For each shot
yeah.
for everybody.
So I was like, let's
Nice.
make this fucking
Right.
like swingy.
Well, it makes sense. There's different sized feet.
Yeah,
Different
and a
sized
very
individuals.
unpredictable cavern here.
Yes.
Yes, you all make it to the top.
Good.
Yeah.
Once I reach the top, I close both tickets in my journal.
Yeah. Now, Hedrick's song has been reverberating through this cavern quite a bit. And some of the stalactites from the ceiling begin to
Loose.
rumble a little bit and loose.
they look like they're dancing almost.
If Jarrell can, he would put his hand on Hedrick's shoulder to cease playing.
I think once Zero reaches the top, I mean, it's clear when you're inspired by the drum playing that that's what it is for. So as soon as he reached the top, I've stopped playing.
Okay. And there is a passageway in front of you guys at the top of the stairs that goes into the cavern wall.
Looks dangerous. Let's turn back.
Yeah.
I think we should go do the hole with the darts.
Let's just
that,
that
Yeah.
plan. That plan was better. We'll proceed, I suppose. Jarl
Yep.
will lead.
Yes.
Zero will take the rear position again.
Okay. You guys go on in, and as the last person, as Zero kind of crosses into the cavern, one of the stalactites does fall and literally demolishes an entire section of the staircase.
Oh,
Great.
Sweet.
And we don't notice that.
No, you do. You
Oh,
hear
okay.
it.
Okay.
That's very loud.
Zero is visibly dismayed as he has to write another
Note.
broken equipment ticket in his log.
Is he coming back for this one?
Well, I've already got to come back for my immovable rod in the caverns going in.
Right.
That's on the other. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
Okay. So
What a catastrophe.
Just send an invoice to the project. I'm sure they'll give you or pay for more pitons.
you enter this cavern, and actually, it's sort of this like long tunnel that starts to continue to ascend more. More crudely hewn stairs are in here, but it's definitely more cobbled than it was on the very rough sort of passage that took you to climb up here to begin with.
Yes.
And you can see on the walls where there seems to be some metal moorings where maybe torches once were laying. Like this maybe might even be like some sort of old mining passage or something that has long since used. This metal is incredibly rusted, and the rock here is much more moist.
I hate that word.
It's definitely wet to the touch.
That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
It's literally the word.
I was trying to describe
Yeah.
it a different way for
Yeah,
you, Mike.
perfect.
Okay.
That was much better. Thank you.
And then like you can even see like some of the crystallization from like ice, you know what I mean, as you're starting to climb up a little higher. And you can feel a slight breeze.
Good sign.
Where is the breeze coming from?
In front of you,
Jarl continues.
ahead of you.
Jarl continues.
Yeah, definitely feels the like fresh air, like especially being in the sort of strange, dry, stale air of like this cavern down here, because it's like it's still pretty cold in here. I mean, it's definitely more insulated than it was out in the elements, but like it's still pretty dry.
So Jarl's just walking like he's awesome because he found the exit.
Yeah.
Headstrong and cocksure.
Right.
Yeah.
Do any of the other, like the scientists or anyone, respond to fresh air? This is probably the first fresh air that they've.
Yeah, you can almost see that they're starting to come back to their senses, and they recognize this passage, and they're like, it's not much further. You guys still keep climbing quite a ways, but eventually you reach an area where there seems to be a stone, and I'm gonna roll for one of the scientists real quick. Big slab of stone just in front of the door, and thankfully, Diggory has come back to his senses and remembers when the brain sent him here. And you see him kind of wave his hands in a very particular pattern, almost creating like a rune word on this gigantic slab of stone that stands in your way. And it glows like green for a moment.
Green.
And then
Glows green.
For a moment.
Does it still work like that?
For a moment.
and this stone begins to slide down into the passageway in front of you. And as it starts to slide down, you can feel the breeze and some some snow being drifted in here from the outside.
Oh, great.
And eventually the stone ceases moving, and you are staring out into the open air.
What part of the mountain are we coming out on?
That's a good question. Who's coming out first?
I've been out. Hey.
So that's Quinn. Quinn, you are the first out.
Hair flip.
You are the first to emerge.
Okay.
Um,
What do I see?
you see one of the legs of Zero. I'm sorry. You see one of the legs of Project 11,
Oh.
Prototype 11.
Now, just being by one of its legs doesn't necessarily mean we're by the cockpit, does it?
No, this thing's like fucking gigantic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It encompasses a good portion of the mountain.
Yeah, but one could assume you could follow the leg to the torso.
Jarrell will proudly walk out again. I'm sure Zero's right behind him.
Yeah, Zero's at the back of the party, making sure everyone's together.
Does Jarrell do anything besides do things proudly?
I was gonna say the
Not now.
adverbs.
No, at this point, he is like super happy with himself.
Of course he is.
Just adverb happy over there.
Right. Gloating, really.
Well, at least you know.
Wow. Okay, you all emerge. There's a bit of a rough path back to the top of the mountain, but it's not that hard to get there, especially given the harrowing adventure you guys got through. And up there, you are greeted by some of your crewmates.
So that would be Didu.
Dedu, Pregnart, Toast. Well, actually, no. Toast has disappeared.
Probably not Toast. Dude, the
Toast-
fuck knows where Toast is.
Toast has disappeared again.
Yes, he has.
And in a Furbolg.
She sees these guys come out of the tunnel.
No, they just they like sort of like almost crested.
Yeah,
like,
'cause
toward
we
the
had to
side of the
climb
mountain.
some of the
mountain.
Like, they
Okay.
just like came up a path and
Just wandered
Here we
over.
So from the airship, I would assume we.
you're not on the airship.
Oh, we're not.
We're
just-
far from the
You're
airship.
still on the top of the mountain underneath Prototype 11 where,
Oh, okay.
Right.
all of this shit just went down with the interns and intern adjacents.
I
I would.
meant to listen to this episode and I forgot.
That's too bad for you.
I'm pretty sure she notices these figures
The heroes.
coming over.
Yeah.
The heroes have finally arrived, and she is elated. So you see her from a distance, like start to move erratically, like going around to Toast, Pregnart, and Dedu, saying like, "Oh, they're here! They're coming back! They're coming back! They're finally back!"
And
There's such
it looks like
excitement.
we're coming from like a pretty massive battle.
Yeah, they look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all covered in fuzz.
However,
Well,
However, I want to say something that everyone else notices as well. There is a crater on the top of this summit, as well as a gigantic hole. The gigantic hole was where the drill
Right.
had gone through. The crater was where Jed Dim got smashed and then crawled out.
And then got burned.
And then, and then was subsequently melted by the backfire
oh my god.
of one of the cannons
So I need to listen to this episode is what you're saying.
of Prototype 11. And what the heroes see, though, is that like everyone, like the interns are all excited to see you guys, but Jed Dim is standing right next to them.
Oh.
Does it look like he's been burned or crushed or otherwise maimed?
Looks like Jed Dim.
Oh, okay.
Does Zero react to seeing his second in command captain in training? Or first captain in training?
I am quite relieved to see my prized Top Gun pupil is in
Protege.
one piece. Yeah, and-
Jarrell looks at the hole and then immediately just looks for Pregnart. Pregnart, are you around? I thought I heard Dedu.
Hello, it's me, Pregnant. I'm here. I'm a
Good.
captain.
Pregnant, what happened up here? It looks like anyway, priorities. We need more soup, and I brought you this. Jarrell presents Pregnart with the quart of fudge. Brain fudge.
What is it?
Undead brain fudge.
I believe it's brain fudge.
Delicious of brain juices.
Hedrick tasted it and said it was wonderful. I thought you might be able to use it in some of your cooking.
Pregnard takes the container, cracks it on open, takes a little pinky,
Uh huh.
because when in doubt, pinky's out
Right.
and in,
Okay.
and has a little nibble of the fudge.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Oh, great. That's a 16.
Oh wow. Whew. You have really good constitution.
You know, it definitely needs a certain type of palate to really enjoy. This is a very complex flavor.
Bougie brain fudge.
This is a very complex flavor here, Pregnart.
Yes.
Would it go,
This is a very complex flavor.
I was thinking maybe brownies.
Let's see. Let me see what I can do.
Brain fudge brownies.
So Jarrell gifts Pregnart, our Magogol chef,
And requests
Sorcerer.
more of that magical soup.
to essentially make magical soup and brain fudge brownies.
Jarrell, you're approached by a 7'8" furbolg. She goes, "You must be Jarrell the Light.
I am indeed. Who might you be?
My name is Arsatra, and I've come to aid you in any way that I can. I've spent some time here with your associates, and they are interested."
I'd like to interrupt for a second. This is where I'd like to insert Toast, who then shows up and begins reciting the exact message that you gave to him. Word for word, while
Yes, well-
not blinking.
Not
So Jarrell is looking at you, who is telling me exactly what you intend to tell me, and Toast, who is telling me exactly what you intend to tell me. Great. Jarrell listens for a couple moments and goes, "Nice to meet. Excuse me," and he'll just wander away from
Yes,
you.
of course. Yes, of course.
Zero addressing the interns there. I just want to say thank you very much for making sure that nothing bad happened to my second in command.
Yes, I'm very confused, and that's on the list.
Does Pregnart react actually now to seeing the living Jed Dim?
No.
Okay. That's great. Also,
He
standing.
just kind of stares at him blankly, and
Yeah.
he has a sort of a dumb grin on his
right,
face.
Another
He does.
pinky of fudge.
Kind of scooping it on the sly.
Yeah, just watching absently.
there is a.
Pinkyful after pinkyful.
Also in attendance here are Sweet Andy, Squeaky Jim, and the turtle formerly known as Slippery Pete.
And Dedu is paying no mind to anyone, just flying in circles above.
Of course, yes. So there's a reunion here. It seems that the deed is done, but everyone's looking a bit worse for wear. Prototype 11 is also looking a bit worse for wear, as the cannon that was almost assembled on the right-hand side of its body is now
Banana peeled.
In fact, still shooting out the occasional round of sparks.
Does Zero notice this?
Yes, and it's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's just for decoration.
This thing shoots fireworks now.
Jarrell will walk over to Diggory and ask, "How much longer now that you're all working again?"
You see, he's just looking at this prototype now in horror at the absolute disaster that he's returned to. Of
You
what it looks
look like this isn't how you left it.
like mouth agape, Like, why is it sparking? It's not supposed to be doing that. In fact, it's not even supposed to be powered on. How is this happening? Why is there a giant hole under it?
and is he yelling this?
Yeah, he's
middle of everyone.
he's definitely shouting things quite a bit.
Does Pregnite say anything?
Well, Arasatra definitely wants to come over and try to offer her confused explanation as to what occurred.
Who is she giving it to?
Well, she heard the scientist like really throwing a fit, looking at everything. Hedrick is off on his own.
Just babbling and
sat
wandering.
down. He just went back to sitting down. He's just trying to rest. But Ari is not going to be speaking for anybody other than like you guys were the ones she was trying to get in contact with.
What he's dancing around here is that she's about to tattle.
I don't know.
I'm
She's
the
going to say
captain now, and I made the machine work.
Oh yeah, so
Pregnite doesn't have the captain's hat anymore. It's
I'm sorry, I do want to interrupt for a second. Mike,
Yeah.
Quinn,
Uh-huh.
we determined
While you were gone.
while you were gone
Oh no.
that while Quinn is off the airship, the most ranking member
Is pregnant.
is Pregnant.
At that time.
At that time, was Pregnant.
Pregnant was definitely the most ranking member
and Pregnant
out
was
of the party.
acting captain.
Why was pregnant chosen?
Pregnant was acting captain,
Pregnant chose himself.
and no one could argue it.
Right. And even knowing our characters, we couldn't argue.
So, I just want you to know that it has been established while you weren't here that Pregnard is acting captain of the airship when you are not on the airship.
And very well may still consider himself acting captain at this moment. But I don't think he said that out loud.
Okay.
I just said I am the captain.
Quinn is making his own note of this and realizing we may have to revisit this at some point.
I had the captain, the weird machine. It was big.
We're definitely revisiting this.
I made a big hole with the machine. I am the captain. That is why it's my job.
Ari is in her synopsis of what has just occurred in her brief time here. She's trying to say that everybody was mind controlled. We chased a person of interest, Jed Dim, up into Project 11, and through our actions, returned everybody to a calm state, and they are collected of their natural senses still. There has been some.
Should there be a charisma
Events.
roll associated?
Yeah, I think that is exactly what I would like against a classic Jarrell insight.
Okay.
Oh, Jarrell as listening to this?
Yes. Yeah, charisma check with or persuasion.
Natural 20!
Well, Jarrell rolled a 16, but he would believe that Pregnard did a fantastic job as captain.
As acting captain. Made all the right choices.
What Ari is most concerned with are the life forms. So the fact that she's underneath this giant construction.
She doesn't really
is-
care about that.
No, not at all. All we know is that they were under control of something, and now they seem to have returned.
And now the
to
situation is
normal.
under your control.
Well, it's neutralized. The captain's the captain. And then she notices this gigantic hat in the room, and well, the space. She
Does
goes,
Zero wear his hat still too now? Because he had a pretty good captain's hat.
well, you had the jacket too.
Yeah, right now he's just wearing the high collared lab coat.
Right. So just one giant
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah. You guys do eventually make your way back to the airship, I'm assuming. Like, I mean, the scientists
Oh.
immediately get back to work.
We
Now, cleaning up the mess that was left here.
Yeah. Zero, would you like to try to go retrieve your immovable rod?
That would be fantastic.
Jarrell and Zero will immediately start marching back towards where we were.
Sure, that sounds fun. So you guys get back to that same passage. You can see ahead of you it's collapsed, and all of the wood boards are absolutely demolished to go across those pits.
Which pits?
All the pits you had to cross to get to the immovable rod
We
area.
made it in there.
Yes.
We made it in there. And the immovable rod, the pits are how far?
Far enough.
Yeah, it doesn't
Well,
seem like
I was able to jump them.
Well, the immovable rod is like halfway
Also-
through, and
and-
it's collapsed
and
before.
buried.
Right. Yeah.
It's buried under stone.
Okay. What about the 3 scientists that we left up here?
They've actually made it back. You see, they are,
Oh, they went
are
back?
recovering. One of them is still in the process of being slapped.
Noticing that it's all caved in and they can't go back. Do you believe that you would be able to invoice them for another immovable rod? I mean, if they won't pay for it, I will.
I suppose we could probably expense this to the project.
Okay.
Okay, they're gonna search for an immovable rod for Zero.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
gonna.
wouldn't the Omega Project be able to?
They might be able to source one. It's just gonna take some time.
Right.
Let's say a whole story arc while Zero's not here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we already
How
built moon
convenient.
boots. So we
It's so funny how that shit works out.
So funny.
I guess we should head back to the camp and the ship then. No.
Away we go. As soon as Zero is back on the deck of the airship, he is wearing aviator lenses again.
And of course, Jed Dim is right next
Yes,
to you with
Jed Dim
aviators.
is pretty much glued to my hip if we're on the ship.
Paradol makes himself a little paper boat and takes a bath and becomes captain of that ship.
I would imagine that
We're
a
not-
tub is almost
well-
like shaped like a ship in and of itself.
Are you a captain of the ship or are you pilot of the
He was
ship?
acting captain.
acting captain.
And does Peridot...
But now the captain is
Pregnart...
back.
Did I say Pregnart or Peridot? I meant
You
Pregnart.
had said Peridot.
You said
I think,
both.
Yeah.
Pregnart,
Yeah.
I meant it was Pregnart who took a bath and made a little paper boat and is captaining that ship in the bath. And I'm not sure Pregnart knows the difference between captain and helmsman.
Right. I don't think he knows the difference between a lot of things.
But he'll
Well,
do
Pregnart...
He's super intelligent.
it. Yeah, and very wholesome.
Or no, it's Peridot. I can't remember if Pregnant
Yeah.
is.
No, Pregnart is not very intelligent. But Pregnart has some wisdom, and he has charisma. And
He's got
he sees
swagger.
everything as one thing anyway. He's
Yeah.
a monist.
Yeah.
That's his philosophy.
So, we are all back on the ship. People have been reunited. And there's a raven arrives at the ship,
At my chamber door?
at your chamber door, with a little tiny little letter
Wait, so you're literally talking to me?
addressed to Quinn.
Okay.
They haven't learned to stop just sending you the letters.
Oh, fuck off. Stop being jelly.
Mister, I hide letters for an entire story arc.
No. However, this one is like Quinn recognizes this. It's Felix's little wax seal on it.
Oh.
So I open up and read it first. Because it's just what I do.
Yeah, and it says, "Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Hope everything's going well over there with whatever you guys are doing. I hope I'm sure you're doing great. If this doesn't reach you, don't worry about it. Disregard this. Burn this message. In fact, stop reading it right now. Stranger, who is reading this dead person."
If this doesn't reach you, burn it. Okay.
Landed about 5 feet away. It's just a little short. I managed to read the first line. It didn't quite get to me. I had to burn it.
Did you
the
say
rules.
stranger who's
Stranger
reading?
person who's
Well,
reading
Because
this.
it wouldn't have reached
I was saying,
Quinn.
if it didn't reach Quinn, and this you are a stranger reading this, like, just burn it. In fact, just like stop reading it right now. Like, forget about this. Forget you even saw anything.
What's wrong with us?
It's amazing. Okay.
Wow, okay, I really got to him.
Yeah,
That's great.
he liked it.
That's really great. He just likes when he just likes when I write him things.
Okay.
Anyways, hope you're doing well. Definitely need you back at the summit. You know, when you got a hot minute there, bud. So yeah, hopefully you're not dead.
This is currently the hottest of minutes.
Okay, see you soon. Bye. Is what the letter says.
I immediately go to Jarrell, and I let him know that I have received this note from Felix that we
Told
need
you
to.
immediately. Wow,
That's
amazing.
nice. That's
What-
nice.
He's changed.
This isn't really a secretive letter. Really doesn't hold any sort
Man,
of.
I should have said, "P.S. Keep this a secret." At the end of it, but I didn't.
Well, that would make no sense.
No.
Because we're all going in the ship back where we came from.
Felix needs us back to the summit ASAP.
All right. Zero, you know, we could really use a bit of a rest. Would you mind taking a slower route this time?
Oh my God!
I'm glad you got that in because I was about to give him ASAP. We can take it a little more leisurely.
The last
In fact,
time we
I'll
told
let
him-
Jed Dim have the helm.
Right. The last time we told him to take it fast, he got us there in like 30 minutes and we didn't even get a short rest. So,
So I will supervise Jed Dim, but allow him to pilot the ship.
Okay, great. And you're just gonna like essentially, it's almost like you're taking him to a parking lot, you know, where he's gonna like just fly it around in
Right.
circles for
Yeah.
a while.
I mean, the flight
Parallel
school
park.
had already sort of been going on. He's you
it's,
know,
it's the equivalent of taking like a like someone who's learning how to drive to a parking lot to
Right.
like teach him how to like
Yeah.
just drive around with no one else around.
I feel like that's unnecessary. It's like it's an airship. It's kind of like
It's
all
the only
open-
airship that exists
Yeah,
anywhere
so-
ever.
Yeah, so he doesn't even need to know like traffic rules. He's just basically it's the equivalent of just taking somebody down a country road to teach him how to drive.
Well, there is handling.
That's also true. Yeah,
I mean,
handling is
it's-
important.
It's not going to be the same kind of
Oh, but-
pattern as turning a wheel. And
He'll learn on the
imme-
job.
And I'm
immediate
assuming
response.
Zero's even teaching him like how to drift and
Yeah.
like stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
yes. And he
gotta
is
be
not
battle ready.
he is not subject to the same penalties as I am for the mug of the boss.
No, and it also, well, I mean, unbeknownst to you, seems to be nigh unkillable.
So the stories do eventually make it back to me of what has happened to.
I don't know. Does Toast tell Zero these things? Think about what Toast would do as a red
Toast.
shirt.
Toast is a little hard to read in that regard, but I
Okay.
was wondering if like Arasatra or somebody else had spilled.
Did
beans
you
on it.
did you mention that Jed had what appeared to have died many times?
Well, certainly at introductions, Ari is quite timid around you because you are seemingly something that, has been built.
Great.
And she has appreciation for natural things. So while she doesn't dislike you, she does not know
She's
you.
unsettled
doesn't-
by
She
you,
does
yeah.
not know
That
anything
makes
about
sense.
you.
Um,
If asked, she is honest. And I think just believe the ends justified the means. She
No one would have asked though.
Yeah, I
This is
don't know
good.
if you would have asked.
You don't
So
normally
this is
ask,
good.
has that man died 3 times
No,
before?
exactly.
no, that's not the sort of question I would ask. So it doesn't sound like the story is making it back to me yet.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because in that case, that's something that we're going to have to explore at some point in the future.
That's why he.
Because right now, I'm going to actually hand this show back off to Dave.
Oh.
I'm going to take the burden of you idiots off my shoulders.
And become one of the idiots yourself.
The idiot I so desperately need to be.
Stretch your idiot wings and fly
I'm really
away.
going to do that.
Run away, join the circus.
I'm excited to embrace you once more as brothers and
Idiot
not
brothers.
as friend adversaries. Really looking forward to exploring that relationship and dynamic again, and making Dave's life miserable
Yes, it's going to be fantastic.
in the most endearing and beautiful way possible.
yes.
So with that, I'm going to wrap up this story arc of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I want to say a quick word. I know I've mentioned it in the outro a few times of our show, but this story arc was inspired by a submission from one of our Patreon donors, Omnius Primus. He's also on our Discord server. This was just my way to say thank you again for the inspiration. I know we've really adapted a lot of details, but I think that we definitely
cool.
operated
Yeah.
in the spirit of the return of MM Mudget. And you guys, inadvertently, I'm just gonna tell you right now, like destroyed his fucking phylactery. So like, good job with that. That's a dead lich right there. That is the
Nice.
deadest of dead liches.
Hell yeah.
Again, Jarrell's just awesome.
almost
that guy.
walked
Didn't even-
right away from it.
So
Yeah, we almost left.
right,
Walked
I
right
was
out
so
of
ready
there.
for it. I was so ready for it. I was like, okay, let's just give him a little more opportunity to explore the room. Let me just really quickly explain this thing one more time. Maybe someone will bite and like do something about it. Almost didn't
wasn't
though.
gonna do
Almost couldn't do
anything.
anything.
If he didn't, I was going to attempt to get the pistol out and shoot it.
Amazing. So, really proud of you guys, and thank you again, Omnius. I hope we did you proud. I hope that this was a great episode. Thank you again for your contribution and like supporting this show. That's thank you. Fucking awesome. So, if you like us, people of the internet, you can find us on those same internets.
Very same.
We are on places like Twitter and Instagram at Hapless Heroes. We are on Facebook and on Reddit, just as Hapless Heroes Podcast. You can also just use those to point yourself to our Discord server where we're actually hanging out most of the time. It's a fantastic place full of wacky, wild individuals just like yourselves who really love this show somehow, in some way, for some reason. And want to talk about it or want to talk about other things with you and share their creations. I mean, we have people, who just make the coolest things. Like, and they're just sharing all of these things. And Phil included, making all these crazy sceneries and just the fabricating literally everything that I just can't imagine a person doing. And so many of our listeners just sharing all of their beautiful creations. Come join us. It'd be awesome.
Join us.
Yes.
I like it.
And if you're an antisocial being, because that's true too, but just want to say hi, we just have an email. It's just haplessheroes@gmail.com. Like, drop us a line. Like, we'll think it's cool. I'll get back to you. Promise.
That's fine too.
If you really like us, though, we'd appreciate it if you left a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice.
Oh, please
Those
do.
definitely help bring more people just like you, your awesome self, onto this show. We will say some kind words about you right back at you on the air because you're great if you do that. It just really, really means a lot to us. We've gotten so many so far, and it just warms my fucking heart to the core.
Quinn loves his fans.
He sure does. Too much.
Too much.
About you.
But if you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon it's just patreon.com/HaplessHeroes. I remember mentioning it at the beginning of this outro. We had a donor at the $20 level, like literally just to submit a story arc to us, and we fucking integrated that shit because you deserve nothing less for supporting this fledgling show. But I say fledgling. We have like over 150
It's
episodes.
been years.
And
Fledgling.
we've been doing this for 3 years.
Jesus Christ. That's amazing. So the fact that like people are supporting us through that like people have listened to every episode of this show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm sorry and thank you. Because
Definitely thank you.
gratitude along with my condolences.
Yeah.
Gratitolences.
Yeah, we have our Patreon has many rewards. We try to give back to you in so many different ways that we possibly can because it really just means a lot to us that you even think that we're worth your money to
I think I
support.
like condolitude more.
Ooh, yeah, that is better and less janky around the middle.
George W. Condolitude.
Exhibit some strategery in your condolitude. Anyway, if you like us, right now you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, design yourself a motorized tricycle and build a loop-the-loop at
Sounds
your
dangerous.
local skate park. And make a fancy costume, maybe a little cape, and
Sounds more dangerous.
I said
still legal.
a little cape. I said,
But
a
still
little
legal.
cape, not a long cape. Nothing impractical for a motorized tricycle, because we all know that the longer the cape, the more likely it will.
Get caught in the tricycle wheels.
No caps.
So, use that motorized tricycle to go through that loop-the-loop with your little cape, and probably a oversized helmet, just for I feel
safety.
a oversized helmet matched with a tiny little cape just sounds like a real fun time to me. And go to Pizza Hut to celebrate your achievement, and have them spell out the name of our podcast on a little dessert pizza. And when they ask you what the hell's going on, you tell them that you just wanna listen to Apples Heroes. That's all you want to do.
What kind of dessert pizza?
They have those like cherry cobbler kind of things. If you ever go to the Wednesday Pizza Hut buffets
Okay.
at Pizza Hut.
It's been a while. Man, they
Me
just-
too.
Is it?
I don't know if they still do that.
Is it a special thing they're doing just for you?
We may have we may have to visit this in the Discord, but is a cookie cake just a dessert pizza?
Yes.
And I guess if they don't still do the dessert pizzas at Pizza Hut, then you need to rebuild your loop-the-loop motorized tricycle and
Do it all over again.
do that inside the Pizza Hut to
Protest.
impress them enough so that they'll just make you anything,
Check
including
Oh God, that's not. We're already making Reinhawk's life like incredibly difficult now by adding more onto this. So sorry, brother.
no, just including another podcast. Have them make their own Dungeons and Dragons podcast. The staff of that one Pizza Hut.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, I can't wait to get out of this hosting gig for a little while. So for the last time for a hot minute, I'm gonna outro this cast for you. We had John playing Lord Jarrell the Light.
Until next time.
Zach is Peridot Lincolnwoods.
Bye.
Dave is Zero Valence Avatar of War.
I'm gonna go recharge for a couple of months.
Phil is Hedrick the Entertainer.
I'm gonna airship.
And Mike is Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Time to go write me some stories.
It's been real, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Francesco. I've been your host and DM. Thanks for listening to me babble at you for many hours on end. I'll see you
So
next
many.
time. Bye.
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 So long.